So I'm going to go through some problems from your review sheet to help you review for your test. So I hope these problems help. First one, if a circle has a diameter of 10, they want you to A, find the area. So you know the diameter is 10, and so to find the area you need pi r squared. Well, you have the diameter but you don't have r. But the radius, which is r, is 1/2 the diameter. So r is 1/2 of 10, which is 5. So you plug it into your area formula and you have pi times 5 squared. And that will give you 25 pi. Now for part B, they want you to find the circumference. Now your circumference formula is either 2 pi r or just pi times the diameter. But I'm going to do the 2 pi r. So same, you can use the same radius, this 1/2 the diameter. So then your circumference is 2 pi r, which becomes 2 pi times 5, which is 10 pi. The next one, they want you to find the arc length of a couple circles and what they have on them. So for this one, you have the circle with 3 points ABC. You have the center angle as 72 and your radius is 10. And they tell you that the measure of the arc ABC, which is the major arc here, is 288. And they want you to find the length of the minor arc AC. So, well, they didn't give you the central angle, but you can go ahead and solve for that as 360 minus 288, and that'll give you 72. And so then you plug it into your formula, 2 pi r times the central angle divided by 360. And so that'll give you 2 pi times 10, because it gave you the radius, times 72, which is your central angle, over 360. And you'll get 20 pi times 0.2, which will give you 4 pi. Alright, this next circle looks like this. And they want you to find the length of ABC, which is all of this whole arc. And they give you that A to B is 24, and they give you the measure of ABC as 200, and they want you to find the length of the arc. So they give you the angle, which is 200, and they want you to find all that arc. And they also gave you AB. Now, looking at the circle, AB is the diameter. And we know from the previous problem that the radius is 1/2 the diameter. So you know that the radius is 12 now. So you just plug that in to your formula. 2 pi r, radius is 12, times the central angle, which is 200, divided by 360, equals 24 pi times 5 over 9, which will give you 40 over 3. 40 pi over 3. This next problem talks about tangents. So you're given this picture without the little dashed line down it. And it says the measure of angle ABC, which is this angle here, is 60. So I went ahead and marked that. And it says that the line BC is tangent to the circle. And they want you to find the measure of ADB, which is this part of the arc right there. And so you can kind of think of it like this. The diameter is 90 degrees to the tangent here, but it gave you that the line is 60 degrees. So this little extra area right here is 30 degrees. And if this whole arc is 180, because it's half of the circle, we know that 30 is 1/3 of 90. And so this little arc here is 80 divided by 3, which is 60. Alright, and now you can go ahead and solve for this arc, this AB arc, which is 120. But you want ADB. So this whole arc we just showed was 180. So you need 180 plus this little arc here, because this is still part of the entire arc. So you add 60. And that'll give you 240. So ADB is equal to 240. All right. This next one does area of shaded regions. So try to make it a little colorful. So you want to find the area of the shaded region. This first circle, you have a radius of 5, and you know they gave you the central angle of 40 degrees. All right, so that's what you have. It's just stated. And your formula is pi r squared times the central angle over 360. You plug what you know in, and you get pi, radius is 5 squared, times 40 over 360. And then you get 25 pi times 1/9. You get 25 pi over 9. This next one looks like this. Now for this, if you wanted the entire part right here, the entire like quadrant of the circle, you would just do what we just did up here. But the shaded region is on the outside of the triangle, but inside of the quarter of the circle. So what you have to do is you have to find the total area inside within the quarter of the circle, and then you have to subtract the triangle out of it to get just this part of the fourth of the circle. So you have the radius is 4, that's what they gave you. Then you have that your theta is 90. And so your area of the sector, pi r squared times theta over 360, which is pi 4 squared times 90 over 360. And then you get 16 pi times 1/4, and that gives you 4 pi. That's not just the answer. You have to do the area of the triangle as well. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Now the base and the height are the same because both the base and the height are a radius. So you have 1/2 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Divided by 2 is 8. So your total is going to be 4 pi minus 8 because you have the area of the sector minus the area of the triangle. This next problem, a little more with tangents. They give you the measure of the angle measure of the arc BCA is 280. So this angle is 280. And they tell you that PA and PB are tangents. And they want you to find the measure of angle P. So went ahead and wrote out what we know. The measure of the arc angle BCA is 280. And if you want to find this angle right in here, you just do the 360 minus 280. And that'll give you just 80. So then the formula you're going to use is 1/2 the major arc minus the minor arc. Okay, the measure of the angles, that is. So you have 1/2 the measure of the arc angle BCA minus the measure of arc angle just AB, which we found to be 80. So you're going to get 1/2 280 minus 80, which will just give you 1/2 200, and that's just 100. 100 degrees is the measure of angle P. Alright, the last couple of problems are the area of shaded region again. So this first problem on your review sheet didn't really have an area, so we went ahead and made it 3. So with this one, you're just going to find the area of the shaded region because there's nothing you have to subtract because it's the entire region. So your area formula for sector is pi r squared times the central angle divided by 360. And they gave you the central angle to be 120 degrees. So you write down what you know. You know that r equals 3 and that the central angle is 120. You're just going to plug it into your formula. So your area is pi times 3 squared times 120 over 360. And that'll give you 9 pi times 1/3, which is just 3 pi. Alright? This last one is kind of like the last one on the other page. So this is what the circle looks like, and these shaded regions are the ones that you're solving for. Now, if you think about it, if that triangle wasn't there and you had to find the entire part including the triangle, it's just half the circle. So you're finding the area of half the circle. But since you don't want the area of the triangle, you have to subtract it out. So they gave you the radius of 6, and they told you that this angle is 60. So you write what you know. You have the radius of 6, and then you have the diameter 12, and then you have the area of the sector, and you have the central angle is 180. The central angle is 180 because this is the diameter. So you do the area of the sector, which is pi r squared times central angle divided by 360. And that'll give you pi times 6 squared times 180 over 360. So you get 36 pi times a half, which equals 18 pi. And now you have to do the area of the triangle, which is 1/2 base times height again. So you have 1/2 the base, which is this chord AB, and then you have to do the height, which is the chord AC. Okay? And you know that this angle is 60, so that tells you that that is 60. So then to get the measure of AB, you do the sine of 60 times 12. And the sine of 60 is 1/2 times 12 equals 6. So that's AB. Okay? And then you have to do AC. So if that one is 60, this has to be 30. Alright? And again, you can do sine of 30 times the hypotenuse 12. So then you get square root of 3 over 2 times 12. Let's take square root of 3. Alright, now you have to do the area, which equals 1/2 base, which is AB, times the height, which is AC. And 18 square roots of 3. Now to find just the shaded region, you have to do the area of the sector, which we found to be 18 pi, minus the area of the triangle, which is 18 square roots of 3. And that is your answer. Alright? Hope those help and that they help you review for your test.